Welcome to the Inventec booth here at Productronica, joined by Emmanuelle Guene, who's the Applications Manager for the solder materials. Welcome, Emmanuelle.
Thank you for your welcome.
Okay. So we're here to talk today about a new alloy, the SAC 405 as opposed to a 305, a 405Y. Okay, so my first question is, what is it? What's a SAC 405?
Well, the SAC 405Y is the alloy we have developed to answer the high requirement, especially in terms of thermal cycling and mechanical stress which assembly are now can meet in automotive, defense, telecom, because of the very high temperature and low temperature in thermal cycling. And here we have the limits of SAC 305. So this is really a new alloy which we have developed to answer these requirements.
Okay, so for the high thermal excursions all the time, and also what about vibration, that type of thing?
It's also one part of the issue. You have the thermal cycling. You need either having more cyclings because of new requirements, or higher temperature, lower temperature. Let's say in automotive, the basics are -40 plus 125, 1,000 cycles, for some application 2,000 cycles. But sometimes you also need to have -50, -40 plus 150. So higher range of temperature. And sometimes it's associated with vibration too. So this is a big challenge for the whole assembly world.
Yes. Okay. So it's called the 405Y. What does the Y stand for?
So this alloy is based on tin, silver and copper, with about 4% of silver. And the Y is used to name the dopants. There are several dopants, including inside, to reinforce especially the interdendritic zone, which is formed during the soldering. And we use nickel. One is of the dopant is nickel, and we have other more confidential elements to dope it.
I understand that. That's the magic
Yes,
that you have to keep proprietary. Yeah. Okay. What about the flux mediums that you need to use with this? Do you need different flux mediums?
We have different flux medium, and the key point is that this alloy is fully compatible with our most famous chemistries, -16 and -21, which are the two chemistries we focus on. So the 16 is a very robust halogen-free, no-clean flux medium, which is used for SAC 305 and also for 405Y. On the other hand, we have the chemistry 21, and this 21 flux chemistry is also highly reliable in terms of SIR. It is BONO compliant, and it is also easy to clean, especially with the co-solvent method when you need to remove the residues.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question. What about the cleaning? Because we're going to be talking about another cleaning product, I think, with Rodrigo shortly.
So this chemistry 21 can be especially cleaned with different co-solvent process, and I think Rodrigo will explain more about the new development that we have in terms of co-solvent.
Excellent. Okay, so let's make a move over and talk to Rodrigo. Okay, so we're over talking to Rodrigo Aguilar. Nice to see you again, Rodrigo.
Nice to see you, Trevor. Nice to see you here in Productronica, and welcome to our booth.
Yeah, thank you. So we're just talking to Emmanuelle there about the new SAC 405 alloy that you have, but when it comes to cleaning, you've also got a new product here this week for vapor phase cleaning called the Topklean EL20P. Can you tell us a little bit about that and the story behind it?
Sure. Well, we are profiting Productronica to launch officially the Topklean EL20P, which is the newest co-solvent agent we have in our range. For more than 2 decades, the Topklean EL20 series has been a very good co-solvent agent in vapor phase systems to deflux any kind of board before conformal coating or underfill application or wire bond process. in combination with some hydrofluoroethers in the vapor phase system. What we found in the market today is there's a challenge to remove new lead-free fluxes chemistries, not only from Inventec, but from the rest of the vendors. In difficult geometries, the trend to have higher density boards and miniaturization, lower standoff components or sensitive components, that is a challenge to have an efficient defluxing process. So the Topklean EL20P is in response to that need.
And so do you think that vapor phase cleaning is becoming more and more important, versus aqueous, because of these lower standoffs and more sensitive components?
Well, vapor phase, to be honest, it's not a new technology. It has been there before. It was using other non-environmental friendly solutions in different regions, but it's finding its perfect place into the process and the markets, and the customers are really paying attention to it because of smaller footprint in the production sites, or the higher, faster cycle times to clean, rinse and dry apart. So it's becoming more and more accepted, not only in Europe but worldwide. We see today a very positive trend in North America to take a look into this technology. Yeah.
So I noticed that it has a relationship also with the other 3M products, the Novec and then Promosolve. How does that work? Can you explain that to me?
Sure. For 20 years, about 20 years, we have a very close collaboration with 3M worldwide, where we formulate the right solvent to clean, to really dissolve and remove the flux to be removed from the part. And we have a cold solvent process where the Novec engineered fluid from 3M is used to rinse and dry the board in the vapor phase system. And the Promosolve brand is a brand owned by Inventec, and it's used for monosolvent applications because the part is more easily cleaned with a monosolvent process perhaps, or other reasons to use monosolvent.
Excellent. Okay. So this product's available now, I guess, or is it still in development?
It's completely available. We went through a tough learning curve with some of our customers in the last 18 months. Now it's fully launched. It presents very good features in terms of environmental aspect. It's very low environmental impact. It's completely no toxic. It has been reformulated with a good percentage of raw renewable materials. After cleaning, you have a very low ionic contamination. You can achieve a very fast cycle time with the Topklean EL20P. And I would say one of the highlights of the product is the high solvency power it has to dissolve and remove the fluxes in the board in a faster time. And it's available worldwide. Yeah.
Now, as you mentioned earlier, I mean, the vapor phase is not new. It's been around for a while, but it kind of tailed off a bit because it was too expensive, and also some of the solvent, it was dangerous to work with, some of the materials. How safe is it to work with, and how cost effective is it for a manufacturer to consider it, versus using an aqueous system?
Yeah, you're correct. Sometimes there was this idea that using a solvent solution or a vapor phase system was not very environmental for the user. If you have the right setup and the right technical support from your partners, equipment and chemistries, it's completely safe. It's non-flammable, no toxic, low GWP. So it's very friendly for the user and for your part. It's completely compatible with all the parts in your system, labels, plastics, sensitive components you may have. So I would say there's no reason why not to consider a solvent solution.
What about the cost side of it? I mean, is it cost effective?
When we have done the calculation of cost of ownership and also in parallel with our customers, the turnout is very attractive to implement a solvent solution. You have a fast cycle time, batch cleaning or inline cleaning, depending what you need. Before it was more used to small runs or high mix, low production. Now some higher production users are implementing vapor phase systems, so it's becoming more and more accepted. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, Rodrigo, thank you very much for giving us a look at the Topklean EL20P. We wish you the best of luck with it, and thank you for talking to us today.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure as always.
Reliability, traceability, and yield improvement are all things you can expect to gain from implementing Industry 4.0 into your factory. Reduce direct labour, lower costs, and increase profits by automating your process and supply chain. On February 16th, GlobalSMT and Packaging, in association with Scoop Communications, will present the Internet of Manufacturing conference at the Tech in San Jose. Here, a range of industry experts will help you make sense of Industry 4.0 and what it means for the factory of the future. The event will kick off with an exciting cocktail event the night before at the new Jabil Blue Sky Centre. The following morning, a senior figure at Jabil will give the keynote address. The event will end on the 16th with a panel discussion and tour of the tech and all the wonderful technologies on display. Watch, listen, and learn as the industry's top technologists explain how to start your journey towards the factory of the future